Hello and welcome to The Hop, a podcast designed to help business owners and marketers alike navigate the ever-changing landscape of digital marketing. I'm your host, Matt Taylor Farrington, and the owner of Purple Bunny Marketing, and today I'm joined by Nick from our social media team.
Hello.
In case you can't tell, I'm pepped up on a bit of V.
Yeah, I've had 2 coffees this morning. I'm ready to go.
So let's knock this out of the park. And we today are going to talk more around social media performance. So we've been talking about types of content and strategy around ideas, but now, we're going to talk more around how to measure what to do and how to kind of work out what's working and what's not.
Yeah.
So I guess a good one, because we do get people who say to us, I've got so many likes and I've got so many followers on my page. But is that actually really an important measure that we should be following and looking at?
Look, yes and no. So it is important to have a high following and engage, like likes and all that, but engagement is where it's at. So are people actually interacting with your posts? Are they reacting to your posts, reacting on Facebook or liking on other platforms? Are they commenting on it? And also, how long are they watching those videos for? Is there like a drop off with those videos?
Yep.
So you might have 10,000 followers, but if your content's getting 10 likes on Instagram per post, you're not doing something right.
Correct. Yeah, agreed. And yeah, definitely video performance is key. Are you getting the views? But not only that, are you getting people who are actually engaging, commenting, having a laugh with you, or whether it's commenting about your offer, talking to you, whatever it might be.
Yes.
Yeah, agreed. All right. So what is engagement then? Obviously, we talk about engagement a lot. And what metrics should I look at to identify good or bad engagement?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, comments is the thing that I think of the most. Are people commenting on it? Are they saying, oh, this is funny? Or are they tagging their friends in it, which then gets you more engagement in the end as well? What I would say would be bad engagement would be, obviously, let's say on Facebook, for example, a lot of angry reacts is probably not a good thing.
Yes.
And if there's negative comments with swearing and stuff, and or just negative oh, this is bad type thing, that's not really good engagement.
No, correct. And I guess that kind of leads me to another question then, and probably a segue and maybe another podcast down the line. But we get a lot of people who ask us questions around, bad comments on a post, or a negative response in some way, or angry emojis and things like that. Should you then delete that post? Should you follow it up with a comment? Should you hide people's comments? What's your take? I have a take, but I'm keen to hear what you have to say.
So what I do there's one client which I look after socials for, and when the posts are boosted and stuff, they might reach certain people who go, oh, this isn't worth this. I'm not going to say what it is, of course.
Yeah.
I tend to hide certain comments if it's not too bad. If it's oh, this isn't worth it, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to delete it. I'll hide that.
Yeah.
But if it's straight up terrible, I'm racist, homophobic, something like that.
100% bad language
from the page.
Yeah, bad language, things like that, definitely block. Is my opinion. But I also think engagement isn't just a one-way street. You don't just want the positives. So for me, I always say to brands, look, if someone's prepared to stop and leave you a comment, whether it's a bad experience, whether it's a bad user experience with the product, whatever it might be, it's an opportunity for you to demonstrate as a brand how you would fix that and repair that.
A good example would be if you see on major brands like McDonald's comes to mind on their socials and stuff, people comment going, oh, I went to the drive-thru at Ipswich McDonald's and I had a bad time. And it's a head office account, but they reply to it and be like, hey, contact us and we'll get that sorted and fix it up for you.
Correct.
So that creates kind of from the outside looking in, if you go scrolling, you see that interaction, you go, oh, that's pretty cool of them to do that.
I agree. I think gone are the days of, I'm going to hide that or delete that, or I'll just delete that post. We'll forget it happened. That doesn't last anymore. And just remember, once you put something on the internet, it's there forever. Even if you delete it, it can still be found. But I think that people now look at it and go, okay, someone had a bad experience, but how did they handle it?
Yeah.
Did the business fix it? Did they resolve it? And the best power is when you do it, and then the customer responds saying, thank you, appreciate you helping me, blah, 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 blah. Because then as another consumer, you see, okay, cool. So someone had a bad experience. Companies don't always get everything right. And let's be real, we're all human. People make mistakes.
Yeah.
Things happen. but how do they fix it? And if they are fixing it, you're probably likely to win more of your audience over because they go, okay, well, this is a brand that's more likely to engage. This is a brand that's more likely to fix a problem if they find it. So, yeah. Anyways, we got off topic there.
Sorry.
All right. So I guess why is engagement important more so than followers and likes?
As I said before, your page could have like 20,000 followers or something like that. But if you're getting 10 likes per post or something like that, then it's just not, you're not doing something right. Like,
yeah, people aren't really actually engaging with you.
People aren't engaging with you. So it's like there's people who probably followed you ages ago and they probably don't care about you anymore. Yeah, they have your follow.
Yes.
They are following you.
Yes.
Get my words out.
Too much coffee.
Yeah, but then they're not really caring anymore, if that makes sense. Like, they're not engaging.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess, the other benefit to it is obviously the algorithm itself optimizes. If you get, say you put a post up and in the first hour you get a heap of likes and a heap of comments, that post is going to go further than someone who's got, I've got 20,000 followers on my page. That's going to resonate better. And obviously it means that if you've got say 20,000 followers, let's keep using that number.
Yeah.
But I've only got, 5 likes or something, that means that I'm not really engaging with my audience. I'm not really talking to them. They're not really interested in what I'm talking about or what I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's irrelevant to them. They're skimming past it. And then they're just not really, I guess, engaging, for the lack of a better word, with the content. So, you can have a page that only has, say, 500 followers, but it's getting a heap of engagement, shares, likes, and all the rest of it. And that's a far better page to have, or bits of content to have, because people are actually engaging with that business. They care about it. They're interacting with the post. It might be about a product, a service,
and then
person.
Interacting with it boosts your post up naturally on all platforms pretty much, because
Correct.
It's popping off with your audience, and it'll pop off, and because then you'll see, if you see on Instagram before, like, your followers have liked this thing, it'll pop up on people who aren't following you, and they'll discover you. And
correct. And then if someone shares it and tags it, and that's kind of how it booms from there, and that's how you do get the followers. But then you've got to keep that engagement going, so you've got to make sure that you're talking to that audience and delivering that content. So all right, I think we've kind of covered off what's important with that stuff, but is there any other stats that we should be looking at monitoring when it comes to organic social media performance?
I think watch time on videos is also very important.
100%.
If you're having people only watch the first 5 seconds of your video, then, and like just dropping off and scrolling away, then it's probably not as good of a video.
Yes.
Because again, if the more people watch it, the more the algorithm will boost it and go, correct. Oh, cool, this is having a high watch time type thing.
And the potential for more engagement.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you're finding that, then don't delete the post, of course, as we said. Like, there's no point deleting it. Learn from the mistake and go, okay, so why do we think people are dropping off and not watching the full video?
Yes.
For example. I can't think of any other examples when it comes to like photos and stuff, but if it's a more video, then
Yeah, correct. I think video views are definitely important. And obviously the reach, and a reach really does come down to, okay, yes, your follower base, but an engaged follower base that's going to interact. But also comes down to the hashtags that you use. Your post might get seen, and we've talked about it before, remember to be granular, not necessarily so broad. You're not Kim Kardashian, so doing the broad hashtag isn't going to get you the result you think you're chasing. So be broad with your tags when you do it, stuff like that. So I do think they're sorts of metrics that you can manage. And I mean, Meta does it really well. I know all of them do, but Meta, especially from a business perspective, Meta Business, you can actually pull up your business analytics. You can also see like businesses to watch, so you can compare yourself with some of your competition, see how you're faring, see how many posts you're putting up, all those sorts of things, and have a look at it. And reach will also kind of be impacted by things like the time you post as well. So there's fors and against for posting during peak times and against the traffic, but probably another topic that we can cover off for a future podcast. All right, perfect. Well, I think that's about it that we wanted to cover off today for stats. So thanks for coming in, Nick.
That's all good.
Talking about engagement and why it's important and what we should be doing. So stay tuned for more from us from The Hop, helping you to get your marketing popping.